Hey everybody, welcome to the Haunter Show. I'm here today to talk about what has been going on with the game called Chroma Squad, and why you might or might not want to buy it when it comes out. This is mostly based on Facebook and Kickstarter posts, as well as snippets from the forums when it was released. If you aren't familiar with Chroma Squad, it's a Super Sentai, aka Power Ranger, simulation-type manager-esque game. You manage your actors in the studio where episodes of your Super Sentai show are filmed. This actually sounds really cool, but sadly it falls flat. The game itself tends to be closer to a strategy RPG like Final Fantasy Tactics or Disgaea, except without very much depth. You don't actually have a lot of choice when it comes to managing your studio of rubber-suited heroes. You just pick an episode to film, and the number of episodes are few. When you complete a certain number of episodes, the season is finished. You do not customize or choose anything that is integral to the episode itself. So while the game showcases as having the player be able to manage the studio, you really can't. You can try and get as many fans as you can by playing carefully and using abilities sparingly. You can buy different upgrades that give you more fans, money, or stats. But these are aspects in most games. You could upgrade your guild in Final Fantasy Tactics, and there was a near endless amount of gear in games like Disgaea. You can craft new gears from materials gained in Chroma Squad, which is a nice touch, but ultimately the managing/simulation aspect is very limited. In addition to the game not matching up to expectations, such as branching villains that was shown on the Kickstarter page but never implemented, Behold Studio has had a hard time keeping their word. Take into consideration that Saban, legal owner of the Power Rangers series and franchise, has contacted Behold Studios, and they signed a non-disclosure agreement. I'm not going to speculate much about what the non-disclosure agreement was about, but I am going to say that it wasn't a good sign. A lot of fans were upset and worried that this would affect future gameplay and release dates, as well as storyline, etc. If you want to look more into the Saban issue, head over to the Chroma Squad forums. It was such an issue that searching for the word Saban led the search results to deny my request, as the word was just too common on the forums. So here is a timeline for Chroma Squad. Here's a picture using the Wayback Archive of the Chroma Squad website on August 17, 2013. This clearly shows the website stating that the expected release date was in 2013, and 2014 for other platforms. This of course was not the case, and the website really hasn't changed all that much. The normal access key, which you would get when the game is fully released, as well as the beta access key, were both on the Chroma Squad website well before the game was ready to buy. Behold Studios said that the first 2 seasons were being worked on and was supposed to be finished during the month of October. Posted on October 1st, 2013 on their Facebook page, they have you prepare to play the upcoming and very polished gameplay for Chroma Squad. On October 14, 2013, their Facebook page said that they had worked for 72 hours, and just so Chroma Squad could be released to those who had backed it and have the beta access keys. However, 8 days later, on October 22, 2013, the Chroma Squad page blames their successful Kickstarter project, which cost our precious development time, for the reason why the Chroma Squad release was to be postponed. At this point, they postponed the beta release for 3 months from that date, which would be possibly as late as January 22nd, 2014. Now, I understand that it can be a lot of hard work to get a Kickstarter page going, but blaming people for paying you thousands of dollars, $97,000 to be exact, is not right, and it's pretty slimy to do. They aren't the reason that you didn't get the game out. They're not the reason that it wasn't released at that point. It has nothing to do with the Kickstarter page. It has nothing to do with that at all. The actual amount of time it took for them to get something out was 7 months, not 3. The next release, which was only a demo, not even a real beta, included only 2 different fights and 1 singular giant robot battle. That was it. And there really wasn't a lot of replayability. So the beta backers wait 7 months, and all they get is a small demo. This is also the same exact time period where the beta backers get their long-awaited Chroma Squad form. The form is something that should have been created long ago, for those who paid upfront during the successful Kickstarter, but it wasn't, and everyone had to wait 2/3 of a year for something fans create on a daily basis. The next update, which gave players access to a full season, was on July 28th, 5 months later. The beta backers were given access to the game, which had improved features, but only 3 or 4 episodes. One of these episodes was originally part of the demo, and even though it was spruced up, it was still rather boring to see a repeat of the beginning of the game. This beta build fixed up a lot of minor details, bugs, and more. It also allowed the player to understand the managing or simulation aspects. The game started you off with some money, which you could spend to upgrade your base with different things, like increasing money gained per episode, or how much the fans like your studio. However, like most games in beta stages, bugs and especially balancing issues still remained. This didn't seem so bad, when originally the developers, especially Guy, were staying in touch with the player base for the beta backers. In addition, the first season soon showed that it was going to stray away from some of the core elements of both Power Rangers and Super Sentai. Both of those focused on having gigantic, robotic war machines that, at the end of the day, saved everyone from harm. In Power Rangers, they were usually sort of living machines, and in Sentai, they were sometimes highly intelligent beings. Chroma Squad just isn't going to focus on the giant robots, the giant monsters, or the cool giant battles. This game is mostly about the sweaty men and women under those brightly colored rubber suits. So out of all the episodes in the season, only a few, less than half, will have a robot battle at all. And from what I saw, it'll be much less than half of the battles for the first few seasons. To top it off, the robot battle is nothing more than a simple button-pushing minigame. Sort of like Mario Golf. You push your button and the line goes back and forth. When you push it again, it stops. If it stops in a red zone, it does no damage. If it's in a green zone, it does normal damage and extra damage if it's in a section that's very small. So ultimately, the robot battles are really not that fun, even if the idea is really, really cool. There's still time, though. They say that the game will be released soon, and it's possible that these issues will be fixed. I'm not so sure, though. And because of their past, especially the release dates, I won't be holding my breath for Chroma Squad to be in the best shape when it is released, whenever that will be. Comment about what you think. Does having a poor release history affect how you should look at a game, and or the company making it? You tell me. Until next time, on The Haunter Show.